we're learning just how important Alabama is to the birds that are migrating. Whether or not they stay here for breeding or they keep going, Alabama plays a really, really important role in their annual cycle. I'm Mercedes Maddox, and I work as a wildlife biologist as a non-game biologist that works on bird conservation throughout the state. We are one of the top biodiverse states in the U.S. as a whole. The river system that we have in Alabama is fantastic. We have a huge herpetofauna, amphibians, and reptile diversity, and we play a really vital role for birds as well. Birds use it as a stopover site, both in North and South Alabama. They also use it for breeding as well. And so the diversity of the river system, the diversity of even the soil types that we have in Alabama. What grows in North Alabama is very, very different than Central Alabama, and even more different than South Alabama. And so we have all these different types of landscapes, and because we have that diversity of landscapes, it supports a diversity of species as well. It's really all about diversity even when it comes to habitat. In order to be able to maintain the biodiversity or the diversity of species that we have, of birds, of everything within the Southeast, within Alabama, we have to make sure we are managing it for a diversity of species. So having a bunch of plant diversity, if you have a forest, having different tree levels or different harvesting regimes. If you let a habitat overgrow and you don't do anything with it, eventually some of the species that it was good for might move out because the diversity is gone or it's overrun by invasive species or different things like that. You know, I come from a place where I chose to do it as a profession, but birding is one of the things that I really enjoy doing. It's kind of my way whenever I travel, it's my way of getting to know that area and that landscape. So I grew up in Georgia and I moved to Alabama for grad school. And I had no idea, brand new to the landscape, had no idea where to go birding. And it was through the Alabama birding trails, that was where I found my first site to go birding. And so that was kind of special. It gave me a direction to go. Being in a new state, not knowing anyone, I was able to go find a place to go and find my belonging. In order to go birding, you have to get outside. You have to be out there in nature. I'm one of those people where all of my energy comes from the sun. Whenever I can just take in the sun, I just get so much more energy. And so first, just having to go outside in general in order to be where the birds are. But then I just think there's something so cool about these birds have been here for generations and generations, like way before people were even here. Overall, the same species have been in that landscape for thousands of years, and being able to walk the same path that like my ancestors probably walked into, and that they saw the same species of birds, that they heard the same birds calling. Something like that is just so cool to me. It's really a great way for me to connect, one, with my ancestors, but then with the earth in general. When you're out there, especially if it's really quiet too, there's just something about being outside, listening to all of these birds singing, and I feel like it's a way of communicating. Like, I hear the birds singing, I know what they are, I know how many of them there are, and the fact that I'm sharing this space with them. So it definitely brings a sense of peace, a sense of belonging, and it kind of just resets. It helps me reset my internal self, my body, and my being.